The jacks, queens, and kings of a deck of playing cards are one of the things that make a deck the most unique. So these are my 5 favorite decks that have my favorite court cards. Surprise to no one, starting off at number 5, we have the Memento Mori playing cards by Chris Ramsey and Murphy's Magic. You just have a lot of super small triangles that create this really cool design. When you have a deck that looks like this with super cool transitions, and you actually never see the faces, but the colors in it and the outline makes it look like all these different shapes and stuff. It's just super cool geometry. Coming in at number 5, Memento Mori. At number 5, we have the Series B V2 by Riffle Shuffle. These have a very similar style to the Memento Mori playing cards, which will be the only two that have similarities within this deck, but honestly, it's just a really cool transition between the outsides and the inside layers. Now, you have the really dark blues to the reds and oranges all the way to the white, and I love the way that it almost steps down because of these different shadows, that it honestly just makes it look so layered and so cool. So the fact that it looks like you can step into a playing card a lot like the Mary Poppins movie when they stepped into the sidewalk drawing, such a cool way to do it. Number 4, Series B V2. At number 3, we have the Oblique playing cards by Card Cuts. I love this one just because it's such a cool glitch in the Matrix type of feel. I mean, honestly, it looks like every one of these glitched and then someone took a screenshot of it as soon as it did. So super cool looking. I love those super vibrant colors. I've always been a big fan of vibrant colors or black and white. So those are my 2 types of favorites. And this one definitely has these super vibrant colors. Love the way this is done. Coming in at number 3, Oblique playing cards. Coming in at number 2, we have the Avengers playing cards by Theory 11, Disney, and Marvel. This order of 12 right here is not my favorite order. If you want to check out my favorite order of these 12 playing cards, you should check out the full review, and all the full reviews will be linked in the description. But you'll have things like Black Panther to Shuri to Natasha Romanoff to Thor to the whole 9 yards of every one of these major Avengers, some of which I am not a fan of, simply because I'm not a fan of the actual Avenger itself, not because of playing cards. But honestly, the intentionality behind all these different playing cards, which I went into in the full review, but I couldn't have thought of anything else when it came to these playing cards, and I have watched every one of these Marvel movies like 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 times depending on which one. So honestly, I've always been a Marvel fan, and I think they absolutely killed these playing cards. Now, before we get into number 1, we're going to have 2 runner-ups, first of which being the Organic Playing Cards Company Squeezers V3. One of the first reasons is this is the first deck that they produced that actually had metallic ink in their faces, and I loved all the intentionality within how each of these have something related to the actual theme of the deck. The Jack of Spades is drinking grapefruit juice. The Queen of Clubs has a bag of grapefruit. The King of Diamonds took one bite out of it, which honestly makes just my eyes tear up for him because that had to be so sour. My mom loves these things, but honestly, they're all super cool. They're super unique. Again, full reviews in the description, but this is one of the most intentional decks I've seen. Coming in at number 6, we have the Z deck by December Boys. The reason I love this deck is because it's mainly done in black and white, but they still kept the reds in the court cards when it comes to the suits and the indices and the values, but they took it out for all of the clothes and everything else like that, and they took the back design and put it in the center of the clothes. I love how they did the exact same thing on the inside of that. It truly looks beautiful, and when my playing cards come out, you might see something a little bit similar. Before we get into number 1, just know that a lot of these decks of cards are going to be 10% off in the description below using code cardperfectmagician in the name of the channel so I can save you some money. But now let's get into what you've all been waiting for at number 1, the House of the Rising Spades V2. If you've ever seen this deck of playing cards, you know exactly why this deck is so beautiful. I mean, honestly, the entire border is done with metallic gold ink. Are you looking at that right now? That's beautiful. The actual intricate design of this, again, gorgeous. And you'll actually see that there's only the one spade pip up there in each of them, and then it changes to hearts or whichever one else it is. But like, okay, was that the Jack, Queen, or King? Well, 1, the face should be able to tell you, but then 2, you'll actually have a hidden J, Q, or K somewhere on here, which again is super cool. But honestly, it's beautiful artwork. It's only one way because it's not meant to be used for playing cards or anything. It's simply meant to be used as a collector's deck and luxury and beautiful to look at. I mean, when you have something like this, I mean, honestly, just look at that. Look at that. Is that not freaking cool? How on earth can you think anything else is the number 1 deck of court cards besides this deck? Okay, now, if somehow, on the off chance that you think there's another deck, I don't know how I'm even suggesting this, but somehow you think that there's another deck that tops that deck of cards right there that I just set down, go for it. Let me know down in the comments, and we're going to be having a whole-on fist-fight debate because good luck finding one that you think is that beautiful. If you want to check out last year's top 5 video for this, you can check it out right there, and the whole playlist is right there. And if you love these types of top 5 videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll get notified when I put these videos up all the time this month. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.